Well, hello, people. Let's run through this quick. People are still showing up. I should probably give more notice, huh?
4 minutes was pretty quick.
They should just be waiting with bated breath to show up here.
Right, that's right.
All right, some things I'm working on. And so you guys remember this, so when new people show up and say, what did I miss? You can answer them. I've been working on the Death Manager. There's some new stuff that I've added to it. For one thing, there's a a stumble feature, so if you get shot, you might go down. You withstood that well, right in the heart.
It took, yep, it's fine. Oh. Now I'm in my injured state.
And I also added, I mean, it's always had a thing where you limp. Let's see if I can hit you once. That you limp if your leg is hurt bad enough. If it's really severe. Good grief. What are you wearing?
It's Kevlar pants.
You're going to die before you go down. Oh, you did.
Sometimes you get lucky.
Am I missing you?
You are. Yep. There you go. You're my enemy. There you go. Ow.
Okay. So you'll go down, and the problem is you're pretty severely injured at that point, and you'll have a hard time continuing on. Like, he'll run around, and you'll see him go down here in a second. It's variable, so you're never going to know when it's going to happen, and you'll stay down for variable amounts of time as well. If you're running, it'll be a shorter amount of time than if you're walking, and if you're standing still, you won't fall down. So that's all new. That's just to help the whole bullet RP business. What else was I adding to this? There was something else I was working on in here.
There was. What was it?
I don't know. There's a bunch that I've changed in here that is not live right now.
I think we've also, it's not just bullets as well, so it's jumping off a building that's a little bit too high, or you're struck by vehicles as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not just being shot. It's injuries all around. And we want to work in EMS so they actually can come fix his leg, or if he's bleeding out, which does happen, they can fix that as well. So, we all have Ragdoll on here.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have ragdoll.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I stood there now, stood still for ages. So if you're getting treated by medics, you're not just flopping on the ground. Whereas if I try to sprint away after,
Yeah, he's gonna go down.
yeah.
I actually love it. I think it's great. And if you're in a gunfight, why don't you heal, and we'll go back to shooting pistols at each other. Although
Makes gunfights very interesting now.
it does, because oh, I forgot.
Shut my hand, I can't pull my gun out anymore.
Ah, then I win.
Yep. Oh, no. Yep, well, you won that one.
Yeah, something where did I put the stumble thing? It's in here, I think.
I think it's in here, yeah.
Yeah, that if you're running and you jump, that there is a chance. Wow, look at that, 2 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Look at you go.
Yeah,
I bet if I do it
there's
once,
a chance you face plant.
hit it once, hit the ground straight away.
Which, stops people from doing that jump up a mountain cheat, because you're going to fall down and slide to the bottom. And if you're running in a chase and you jump over this railing here, there's a good chance you're going to... Wow.
There you go.
I am...
I think these railings are technically a different stepping thing. I don't think they're a jump.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Oh! That hurt. So, yeah.
So great.
That's something else that we've added. This is all Death Manager stuff. And if you get into a gunfight, sometimes when you get shot, you stumble. He's not dead. You may think he's dead, and you're going to walk up here on him and say, okay, don't get up. Oh, and now he's up. And now he shot me, and I'm going to fall. Because it's a bullet. Of course you're going to fall.
Got the advantage because I know how to shoot. It just adds a little bit more consequences for your. Hey, that's not fair.
That's what you get for talking about my shooting abilities. Here, let me even the playing field.
So grenades will also make you ragdoll.
Yeah, for a while. Anyway, and then something else I've been working on is the whole character manager thing. It's really hard to show that because it's a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. I'm connecting right now Sonoran CAD to the character manager. So when you create a new character in the character manager, then it'll give you the option to say link it to one of these characters in CAD, or create a new character in CAD, and you fill out a little form with all the character data, and it'll save it into the CAD and make that your active character. That's the plan on this right now. And then I'm going to put a spawner into the character manager where you can spawn to specific locations in the city that you decide you want. So this is the whole framework thing coming together bit by bit. That's kind of what...
It's just a huge time saver. So,
Yeah.
You don't have to make a character and then go to CAD and fill everything out. It's just all in one. So
Yep.
It's really great.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. And there's other stuff I'm working on too. I'm kind of jumping back and forth between things. We have the new method that should satisfy the whole zap issue.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to spend the next 4 weeks rolling all that out in every single script, so I'm sorry if you're still with Zap and they're still messing with your files. It will, as things update, it'll go out with each update, but it's going to be weeks for all of those scripts to end up getting updated, if ever. I just don't have the time to just do that. You'd never get any new scripts that way. I'm working on one right now that you can go to an airfield and request a pilot, and he'll fly in a plane, a helicopter, or a blimp and pick you up and take you to a specific location in the air, and you can parachute out of the vehicle and it won't crash into the city like it would now if you jumped out of it. And I'm calling that Parachute Pilot.
Parachute pilot. There you go.
So that's in the works. The drone, I haven't touched that in a while. I actually put it in the hold folder this week just because that needs a complete rewrite to actually make it good. So
Who's your daddy?
there is a plan. Hey, Dennis and the Gamer Guy, thank you for following. That's really cool of you. What else have I been working on, Ozzy?
Should we talk about the UI thing people might be able to see right now as vehicles pass us by?
Oh, well, the speed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the big one people are keen for.
You'll see the speed on the vehicles as they go by. That's my little test thing to show me how fast all these are driving. And all the ones that I see the speed on, I think are my cars that I'm in control of, and the ones he sees the speed on are cars that he's in control of. Because all of these cars belong to players in the server. You may not know it or didn't spawn it on purpose, but it has to belong to somebody, and then it syncs it with all the other clients. So what we've been working on for a long time, and it's in posted speed if you have that script, and a lot of people have complained because they drove fast. So fast that they were out of control a lot of times. And the cops in my server are a bunch of pansies, and they complained about it because it would, every time they'd pull somebody over, some AI car would come and just smash through their scene and kill them. And for some reason that bothered them. I don't get it.
It's weird,
Yeah. So anyway, this is my second attempt, and they're not as fast, and they're in much better control. We have not tested this on the live server yet. We will shortly, and hopefully this will be a better solution than what was in there before. I hate the really slow AI drivers. When you're driving up this road right here, Joshua, or if you're going through Harmony over there.
A lot of the townships is where it becomes a big issue when
Yeah.
they crawl along at 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're 15 or 20 miles an hour, drives me nuts.
Yeah. At the moment, from the quick little test we did, they average between that probably 50 to 80 on the freeways, and they do between 50, maybe 60 on what I think we'd call the main arterials. And then in towns, they do anywhere between 30 and 40. It actually feels very realistic, I would say, and they can actually control themselves. So I think it's a big improvement.
Now, this intersection doesn't have the stoplights. We don't have sandy lights in. And I think this thing is set up to use the... See, they're just stopping here on the highway because they think there's a stoplight there. So...
is that something we might consider including?
Yeah, might have to require the sandy lights.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's Blaine County lights. I can't remember what it's
I
called.
think that's what they call them.
BCL. Anyway. I'm looking at my folder here.
Steve asks, is there any information on the prop spawner?
Oh, is that? Oh, it's not running.
Not running.
It's
I
not,
would
but
say that
let me turn it on real quick and I'll just show. There's a bunch of debug junk going on in it right now, so. And I don't even have the most. I don't even have the most updated version of this.
It's taken a little time, but I promise you it's worth the wait because it's going to, in my opinion, revolutionize how you do prop spawning and how you attach things. It's going to be, this is more than like Prop Spawner Pro or Prop Spawner 2.0. This will be a big upgrade.
So it's the same thing. It's /spawner, W for world, and I'm gonna spawn beach ball 01, which is gonna put a beach ball right here. And you can see as I move the camera around, that beach ball stays on the ground or whatever it runs into. If I put it here, it'll go on top of that post. And I can say, go right there. So now there's a beach ball on that post. And I can change it to gizmo mode, which this mode is not complete yet. We're still working on it, but you can use the gizmo, which is grabbing the little arrows and moving it around. Or I can change it to the mode that you know now, which is the keyboard mode, and set it. Or I can go back to the camera mode and set that one there. So that's how the object spawner is going to work from now on. The gizmo mode, there's one thing we have left to do on it, and that's making the camera to where you can switch it to move the camera around and then switch it back and grab the object and move it around, just so you can set your camera how you want and move it around. There's also what is it called? Edit mode?
I
Yeah. If you turn on edit mode, you'll be able to walk up to this thing and see how it's highlighted. And I can't remember which key it is. That one? Oh, yeah. I hit the E, and now I can actually move it. And there will also be, this is the biggest thing, I think, there will also be a way to save groups of objects to a database. So let's say you want to set up a scene, whether it be furniture in a house or a parade float on something, and then you spawn all those, you tell them that it's in this group, it saves it all to the database, then you want to come back later, tomorrow, a week from now, whatever, and you can spawn that entire group of objects from the name. So that'll be huge, especially if you crash in the middle of something. So it'd be a good idea to save your groups.
Yeah, especially if you're going to do sort of that same reoccurring thing, like setting up businesses and stuff. It's so good for that. Yeah, come back the next day and load your group and you're ready to go straight away. No setup.
See, I knocked my ball out of the way. But I can turn on edit mode. And I can walk over here and I can grab that ball. You just rode that ball all the way down that rock.
Yeah, sure did.
That's funny. Anyway, that's the new object spawner. Would the group be able to spawn within a radius of your scene? What?
So I guess they'd be saving in the sense of coordinates on where they were located, right?
Yeah, no, I mean it's right now it's hard attached to the world. Wherever it spawned in the world, that's where it saves it. So I could be, in Sandy Shores and spawn these beach balls here by spawning a group because they're here. Somebody else asked if it'll work with vehicle attachments. Not yet, but I'm working on it. That's a little more difficult because you would have to have a specific vehicle for it to be attached.
I just had a brain with that. We might actually be able to make that work.
Well,
might be easier than we think.
I don't know how that would be.
Share it afterwards. I think, yeah. But I think a good example of the radius to your scene. So if I go over here and I set up the juice stand, for example, and I put umbrellas on the tables, if tomorrow I come back and I'm in the city and I load that group, it will put the umbrellas back on the tables here. It's not going to just be like a random group wherever. It's going to be wherever you actually set it up.
And I will say you're going to have one Sync Infinity running because I'm using state bags to save. Like there's information saved on each one of these props that tell it that it's mine and if it's in a group or not. So that way if I come up to edit it, it knows what I'm editing and it knows if it's mine. So he wouldn't be able to just walk up and delete my objects.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the object spawner. Thanks for asking about it.
Definitely worth the wait. It's a big update.
Yeah, I've got help on this one. The gizmo and all the UI elements you're seeing on the screen, Whittagle's been working on those. And the gizmo's no pleasant task to figure out. It's not always, it's not an easy thing. I couldn't make it work in C#. There just wasn't the hooks for it. So we'll get it figured out, and we're getting close. Well, let's see, I'm looking through my list here.
Yeah, I think we've did the what's something else?
I mean, I've got several updates and things that will be released soon. In fact, I need to collect myself and figure out what all things I haven't released yet. From Christmas on, I've kind of been a little bit scattered.
Yes. All that period blur.
Let's
From Christmas to February.
Yeah. Once I get the character manager working with Sonoran, then I've got a show ID script that actually has driver's license that puts your information from your character on it automatically based on which character you've chosen. So
I don't want to jump the gun here, but I think we were talking about having an animation to hold it out the window or something.
yeah.
Have that nice little, Steve just said the speedometer and everything coming soon. Of course. That's a
Oh, the speedometer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good pick, Steve. You're on the ball today. You're on the ball better than us.
Who is that?
Steve.
Steve A. When this traffic stops, yeah, here they should stop. I think they think the light's red.
Yeah, lights red.
Oh, I can't press the run button. Oh, crap.
Almost.
I've got a broken finger, so my pinky. so,
It's the worst finger to break in fighting.
I know I can't run because that finger isn't there.
Yeah.
What happened to the person? Or did you just spawn this?
I just spawned that for you. You might need to turn the prop spawner back off. I think that goes over the top of it. Yeah.
It's on top of this stupid map. But yeah, you see the speedometer down on the bottom? That's the new one. And watch how snappy it is. I revamped it. I've made it much more efficient. So now it updates much quicker. Has a better idle. Because everybody's always complaining about the idle time. And watch this. Hang on. I gotta get out of the way here.
Yes.
You will be able to. Oh, it's theme. This is just temporary here. Can change. Which, let me turn off the object spawner. It's in the way. Oh!
I was hoping I'd get ejected.
Oh, I'll have to talk about that too. Yeah, you'll be able to change between the different themes for the speedometer, and you'll be able to move them independently on each client. So if you don't like it here in the center, you'll be able to move it wherever you want, and use whichever one you want, and it will remember next time you come in the game. That is the plan with that. With the I added to the vehicle damage that will be out soon. When you roll over, there's a pretty high chance that you will be ejected out the side of the vehicle while it's rolling. But I can't make it roll.
Here we go. See if they get me. Nope. They'll always get you when you're trying to get away from the police. That's when you roll every single time.
Yeah. This is not exactly the car to roll. There it goes. Oh, it didn't come out though. Ooh, it just got dark fast.
Yeah, didn't it?
Oh, there I went. And that happens a lot. If you get ejected, you land on a road and your car rolls over you. I've had it happen many times when I get ejected. So I love that feature. I love the rollovers. I love all of that.
I think that's a great point too, where everything sort of also works into each other. So now you have a big rollover, and then maybe you try and run away. Oh well, you've injured yourself too. You're going to
Yep.
start ragdoll as well. So I mean,
Yep, because you're hurt and
Everything.
you're gonna fall down. it evens a lot of things out, I think. And for those, we were talking about this earlier, the if you have hero cops, which kind of get on everybody's nerves, and they want to run out there and get shot, there's consequences for getting shot now. You can't function very well. So
running and gunning and
oops.
bit of consequences to your actions.
That's wrong. Yeah, so oh, it's not running. I forgot that I have a pared down version of scripts running in here right now to make the startup faster. But here, I can start it.
But yeah, so that's a good thing with the whole Big Daddy Scripts thing. Everything we sort of put out is designed to work in with each other. So
Yeah, it all does
that
work
way
together.
features sort of keep building on. The more stuff you sort of put together, the more it all builds together. It's great.
How did you end up behind me? You like slid across the
I just
ground.
stumbled. I ragdolled all the way forward.
That's the realistic taser if you haven't seen that. Where,
Yeah, so the chance of failure.
yeah, like the first one failed and then I got 3 that worked. And now I can't.
That's how it goes.
Oh, it will let me reload. Oh no, I'm out of cartridges.
Yeah, I think it's 4. You got 4 for 4.
4 for 5. I missed the first one. Oh my goodness. And now I'm out. And I try to reload and I'm out of cartridges, so I have to go to the car. Actually, you don't have to go to the car, but what is it? Supply? No.
It's is it resupply taser? Taser resupply? We know what our commands are, obviously.
I don't know. It may not have just put the commands in here because I started it after the fact.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember if it's resupply taser. Taser resupply. I don't know. I don't remember what it is.
It's one of those. Some of those.
Yeah, I don't have any cartridges. So anyway. What else? I actually started working on a bungee jump script. I do not have the physics worked out on that. It's janky as janky can be. So, yeah, that one's not great. Sorry, I dropped it.
I did notice that you dropped it, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, okay. If there are no questions or requests, then I am planning on going over to the fake world. What does Steve say now? Now you can create a scene, save it on the road, and wreck in the right spot, and now drugs are laying all over the ground.
Exactly.
If you can wreck in the right spot, you betcha.
And that's the great feature of that. So you can set it up somewhere sort of quietly, and then have it ready another day, so you don't get caught halfway through setting up a scene. So yeah, 100%, Steve. That's exactly. You can be quick with things.
Well, to me, the object spawner is a game changer anyway. I mean, literally.
As far as expanding RP, some of the things I've seen, from mobile gas stations on the back of pickup trucks to... there's been so much stuff. We had the Christmas parade this year in the fake world, and people made their floats. And I mean, the amount of work that people put into those was just incredible using that, and it wouldn't be possible without the object spawner. So
I
you
put
can do anything with it.
I put a vending machine in the back of a pickup truck one time
Yep.
and drove it around, and people could use the vending machine if you have the vending machine script because it keys off the model. So they can climb in the back of the truck and buy a drink. So I just said I stole a vending machine and put it in the truck.
I've seen criminals do that with ATM machines and things for your RP. Like, it's the sky is the limit, I think, with it. Honestly, you can do whatever you want with that thing. It's such an incredibly powerful tool. And with this update, it's even more powerful. So
yeah, it's going to be so much easier to position things where you want it.
yeah. But yeah, it's also a big thing, like when we talked about furniture, because I guess it's primarily sort of thrown as, standalone servers. So that we don't have, the housing scripts like you do in economy servers. You can just always set up the same house and then just load it whenever you want it. It's just, it's a game changer.
Yeah. So which one was it that had all the houses and no furniture? There was somebody that had one in Sandy.
There's a few out right now that are just empty shells. And, in my opinion, this is going to be the best way to deal with empty shells as a, standalone V menu server where you don't have those economy things. So I can't say I've seen anything else out there that could do it. So, and I mean, the other great thing with the prop spawner is if you go and buy custom props from somebody else, as long as you know the names from, you can spawn any prop you want. You don't have to configure huge lists. You can just...
There actually will be, like if I say spawner W and I don't put... Oh, I turned it off, sorry. There's a new interface where you have new menus. You can save categories. You can have favorites. There's all kinds of stuff built into the new menu now.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Steve, if you know the name of any prop that's within GTA or like any custom prop that you add, you can use it. You don't have to go in and configure like a big file adding each prop name. As long as you know the prop name, whether you use, Pleb Masters, so you can search for any prop in 5M or GTA on Pleb Masters, you can spawn it. All you need is the name.
So you can see on my screen there, where it's spawner, then what you're attaching to, which is either a W or a V for world or vehicle. And then you can add a custom prop if you want to.
Yep, you just paste the name right there.
So yeah, you can spawn. That's how I spawned the beach ball a minute ago. I just put in the name because it's the one I use because that's the one I know the name of.
It's asking about a search function. Now, I think Wit was thinking about that. The big thing with a search function, having it in 5M, is the list of props that's around is almost endless. I don't know how we can have a search function in the game.
I think he's building one in for whatever you have in the menu. But there's not one for every prop in the game unless you add every prop in the game to the spawner. And there are still props that don't spawn. And I don't know why. What has to change in the makeup of the prop? Because they're in-game props, but you can't just spawn them. You can look up the name and put the name in, and it never shows up. So
I think some of them are like technical, like mission spawn, which they spawn a little bit different, but.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say you could spawn a good solid 90% of props in the game. Like I said, all you need is the name for it. So, Pleb Masters, you can search, like if you're looking for a specific light, you can go there and type in the word light, get the name of the prop, and then spawn it in here. And then obviously, if you go, like I said, if you go and buy like a custom furniture pack from someone, you can add all of those into our list, so you've also got them in the list for players who don't know those names because they wouldn't be able to search for them. So anything custom you can add to the list and they can spawn them from there. So I think that's what we did with the Christmas stuff. I can't remember how we did that for that year.
I added a bunch of Christmas props from Mrs. Bzzz and, or otherwise known as BBP. What is it? BPB.
Yes.
I
think she has a link on the website from memory?
Probably.
It's definitely worth checking out if you're going to go get custom props. It's very, very good.
She has great stuff. And And yeah, I bought a
And
bunch of her
church.
Christmas stuff. She does a Christmas pack every year, and I bought like 3 or 4 of them, and put them in the server and gave everybody a list. Actually, Fearless, that's in the chat here, he made up the list for everybody. So and it was his Christmas parade. He kind of organized it, and
Did a great job at it too.
yeah, and a bunch of people showed up. I saw a video of it. I was out of town, but I saw a video of it. It was pretty cool.
Yep. All right. Well, that's about all I can think of. Nothing about you.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, I ragdolled.
Uh-oh.
I think it's the fire department.
Yeah. For some reason, I must have turned off the script that stops all those.
Stops the disabled response thing.
Yeah. Like I said, it takes a long time to restart when you have too many scripts in. I love this weapon.
Yeah, I know you do. So aware.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll do this over in the fake world. Probably not.
Please no.
Steve A, I appreciate you being here and being so active, man. Glad you're excited. I am too. It is the fire department.
Yeah, trying to put out all the fires that you started.
Oh,
You know
now
what
how are they
happens
gonna
when
get
we
back?
Why have we not added fire departments to county services? Anyway, that's a whole other jar. I'm sure we'll
It's
get
been
to
discussed.
that.
Can you imagine? I mean, it's hard enough to get the ambulance to drive to the hospital. Could you imagine getting them to put out a fire? All right, people. Thank you. And here comes the next fire truck. And hey, I appreciate the support, folks. And I'll catch you next time.